Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the CSPN podcast, your podcast for all things Chaminade. On this episode, it's just me and Mark today. Cooper's out of town again. The freaking slacker. Not here.
How's it going, folks? Glad to be back.
Glad to be back, indeed. Happy off those first 2 snow days that we had.
Yeah, I posted on the podcast a little September Earth, Wind, and Fire basted boost. There's another code word for it, but I can't really use it on this podcast. It was great to get those 2 virtual days on top of the Super Bowl Monday day off. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was great. But before we start going with anything, just letting you guys know, we do have an Instagram now, at CSPN Podcast. Make sure to follow us there for your updates or occasional updates on the podcast and new information. But yeah, anyway, with that, Mark. So yeah, what were your thoughts on the two snow days in quotation marks that we had?
The good thing about it is they're going to be more lenient about it this year, but it is a little frustrating that I felt like we were definitely given this idea that we were going to actually have snow days this year, and it seems like that's not going to be the case, which is kind of frustrating. With that said, though, I mean, I really do enjoy it because there's a lot of classes where you don't really even have Zooms. It's definitely not perfect, though. And it is a little frustrating to me that I felt kind of cheated out of it. But, you know, I'll take it. It's better than nothing. It's better than a regular school day.
No, yeah, I mean, I'll say one thing for sure, that probably if, Zoom wasn't a thing, we probably would have been at school both those days.
Exactly,
Because
yeah.
I think the reason they did online is because they weren't sure, like Mr. Hale was saying, that they weren't sure if they should actually call a snow day or not, so they just said, we'll do online. So I mean, I don't think maybe if there's a day in the future where there's like 3 or 4 inches of snow and like it's like a no-brainer, then maybe we just will have a snow day. But yeah, I mean, they did tell us that we wouldn't do like that Zoom thing if it did happen. So do definitely feel a little cheated on that, but nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, you got to pick and choose your fights, and Missouri is one of those weird places where we get snow enough to where people actually know how to like drive and stuff in it. Whereas if you go south, if they get a dusting of snow, they're closed down for a month.
And in Chicago, they don't even have snow days
exactly.
anymore.
So we're in that weird spot where we get snow enough to where we know what to do with it, but we don't get enough to where it's like we're going to shut everything down. So, we'll take what we can get.
And speaking of, this leads into our next thing. Speaking of bad weather and driving, this is an issue that... This is the last time I'm ever going to talk about it. I've brought it up a couple times, and it's an issue that needs to some awareness needs to be brought to this. Chaminade suffers from something called bad parent driving, and it's an issue where parents at this school don't know how to drive on Chaminade's property for some reason. They don't understand what way you're supposed to go, where you're supposed to park. They don't understand how the stop signs work. Like when you pull into school for the morning. There's no stop sign there. You don't stop and let the cars leaving the building go. There's a reason that there's no stop sign, so the cars in the half circle can get in.
Yeah.
This is like I've always been infuriated with Chaminade parent driving.
Kevin, I'm sure you're in my journalism class. I actually just wrote an article about this, about the Chaminade mom crisis.
Yep.
It's really frustrating. I feel that there's this inherent inability to drive on Chaminade's campus. I don't know how you drive off Chaminade's campus, but I feel that the parents that pick up their children around 3 o'clock, right when I'm trying to leave, it's a struggle. It's a struggle to say the least.
Oh God.
I think they lack self-awareness at times, and they're driving these monster Range Rovers and Chevy Tahoes and Cadillacs, and it's just. My little Sportage, my Kia Sportage, I'm just trying to sneak through like a little mouse, man. Yeah. Like, I'm just trying to get back to my house and kick it, and I just can't. The usual drive for me from my parking spot to the stoplight when there's no traffic is probably less than a minute, and I've seen days where it's been north of 20 minutes, me trying to weave in and out of these freaking cars, man. And, I don't know. It's frustrating, and in my article, I had actually proposed maybe an idea of a fast lane and a pickup lane, but I know I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just going to continue to complain. But yeah, it ticks me off, man. And I swear, every line that the Chaminade moms start in, it's right at the number 63 parking spot, which is my spot in North Lot. And man, it is just painful every day.
I don't think I fully realized how brutal it was until I started parking in North Lot. And now I realize getting to school, it's easy.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Leaving school, like you said, you can sometimes be stuck getting out of Chaminade for like 20 minutes plus.
Doug, there was this one car when I was getting actually out today. They were actually being really generous. This car wasn't, but everybody else was. Everybody else was in like a specific lane for picking up, and this car just decided, okay, I'm gonna ruin Mark Scott's 5 minutes after school. I'm just gonna sit in the middle of the two lanes.
Oh, that's the worst.
In North Line, I'm like, dude, come on. And I'm not that aggressive to where I'm like gonna honk or flash my lights at him, but like, you know, I was up on his tail. And
trying to let him know to move.
And I mean, finally he picked up on it, but I'm like, dude, just be a little self-aware. That's all I'm asking, you know.
Yeah, and then the funniest part about it too is that when you see these the moms or dads picking up driving, they get so mad when you inconvenience them.
Yeah.
But then they act like the world revolves around them and that they can never inconvenience someone else.
Yeah.
So it's just there's a double standard going on that I'm not a fan of, that aggravates me a bit. As a teenage driver, just trying to get home from a 7-hour day at school.
They're just trying to make sure their babies are all right, man. Just picking them up right after school.
That's true.
Right off the 1 o'clock Pilates class at Lifetime.
I guess we used to be those kids getting.
Oh no, I was not. My mother is notoriously a late pickup.
Really?
Notoriously.
Okay.
Well, and it's, you know, I don't really care. It's just my mom, she always has something that she can do before she leaves the house. So if it was a 3 o'clock pickup, I always knew it was 3:15, which, of course, me being the bratty middle schooler I was just being such a jerk about her being 15 minutes late, when in reality, like,
it's not that big.
It's really not. Like,
Yeah.
like now I'd just be like, okay, I'm just going to look at my phone for 15 minutes. But, you know, hormones, am I right?
Yeah. See, that's funny because my mom's the exact opposite.
Really?
She's the queen of getting in places way too early.
The saint.
So it's kind of a bad thing because sometimes she'll leave so early that you're waiting for like 45 minutes for the thing to even start. And then if she's picking me up from somewhere and say she says she's going to pick me up at 3, and she's always early, so 3 o'clock hits, and then I start getting pissed because I'm like, where is she? Why is she not here? It's 3 o'clock, and then I get mad if she's like a couple minutes late. So I don't know. That's kind of weird though.
Yeah.
But anyway, Cam Epps just committed to Oklahoma State.
Very big deal, man. He's gotten a lot of awesome offers, and he finally settled on Oklahoma State. Not my favorite school, but, you know, I'll like it for Cam. Jimbo, what's his name? Jimbo, what's their coach?
Jimbo
Fisher?
Fisher? Wait, let's look this up. Oh,
I'm a man!
Kimbo Slice. No. Let's see here.
Anyways, he is a character for sure. He's always rocking the mullet, and he did a little bit of trash talking during the Liberty Bowl a couple of years ago against my Missouri Tigers. Not a huge fan of him.
Who won that game? Mike Gundy.
Why did I think it was Jimbo something?
There is a guy named Jimbo Fisher. Let's figure this out because
I swore his name was
he's
Jimbo.
He's Texas A&M's coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Mike Gundy, I don't know, I guess that was a really good game. I went with my dad. It was in Memphis. It was an awesome game. Got a little barbecue. First trip to Memphis, actually.
Memphis barbecue hits different.
Oh, fire.
So yeah.
Little Porky's. Smack.
Where's that place we went for the sophomore trip?
Porky's.
It was Porky's?
Yeah, like,
oh my God.
Yeah, with all the old-timey stuff.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's so good. Their pulled pork. But yeah, Memphis was awesome, and yeah, like I said, Gundy was talking some smack after the game. That was an awesome experience.
Did Oklahoma State win?
Yeah.
They did. Okay.
Actually, that was Drew Lock's last game at Mizzou.
Okay.
It was a 4th and like 1 or 2, and they ran a read option, and Larry Roundtree had like 250 all-purpose yards. And mind you, it's 4th and 1.
Mm-hmm.
And Drew Lock pulled the read option, took it for himself, and didn't get the first down, and the game ended.
Jeez.
Yeah,
That's awful.
It was rough because everybody was like, why would you just not give it to Roundtree? He had, like, all these yards. He was going off.
Yeah,
it was brutal. But, yeah, again, congrats to Cam. He's going to kill it in college.
Mm-hmm.
I wish, dude, honestly.
50 quarterback.
I literally wish he just didn't even have to play next year for high school.
Yeah.
So he, like, obviously you don't wish this on anybody, but, like, so he doesn't have to run the risk of maybe getting injured or something like that. So I hope the best for Cam.
I'm sure he wants to play, though.
I'm sure he does. But, yeah, that kid's a killer. He's
really good.
Oh, my God, dude. I've jokingly gone against him, like, on a route as a scout team wide receiver, and let me tell you, he is not letting you get inside.
I know.
He's a man, dude. He is the man. He's going to kill it.
Two-way player, also played quarterback this year.
Yeah, he is, dude. And that was one of the amazing things was at the start of the football season was who the heck was going to play quarterback after Brady Cook left.
Mm-hmm.
And Cam stepped up, and he went 2 ways. And, I mean, our offense was awesome. And we had so many games, I want to say like 3 or 4 games where Cam had over 100 rushing yards and Amar did, which is just unheard of, having 200-yard rushers in a high school football game.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Really allowed us to dominate the clock. I'd like to see next year a little bit of a more passing offense, just because, you can do a lot with a run offense and you can control the clock, which is great, but sometimes you need to have a passing offense if you're, doing the 2-minute drill or something.
Yeah.
You need to get some yardage. So maybe we'll look for Drake Faust, honestly. I mean, he was killing it.
He gave some good minutes off the bench.
He did. He was definitely the go-to passer towards the end of the year.
And then who's the other?
So it was Mitter Hansen,
right,
but he transferred to, I actually don't know.
Was he a freshman?
No, he was a sophomore, and so was Faust. And yeah, so Faust will, I don't know if he'll start next year, but I'm sure that they'll do maybe a little bit of RPO with Cam.
Yeah.
And then the majority of the passing stuff with Faust, but he's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to watching them coming back for a few games and also just watching the CSPN games.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting watching stuff not as a student
It's
anymore.
really weird, yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, like, we talk about Terrace and Mayo only being juniors and having one more year, but it's going to be so weird being, like, going to a game and not even attempting to go to the student section because you're like, I'm not a student.
It'd just be weird.
I'm not just going to be a freshman in college in the student section. Yeah.
You'll just be, just that one old dude.
Maybe we could be fifth-year seniors so we could lead the student section next year, Kevin.
I would honestly be down for that. I kind of, you know what, screw it. I'm not picking my college. I'm staying for another year. Take the weight off my shoulders.
Yeah. I'm going to be a fifth year. I redshirted this year.
Red shirt. Speaking of great Chaminade athletes, though, Tyler Cook last night. Did you see what he did?
I didn't. What did he do?
31 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds in the G League.
Nice.
His G League debut. Trying to prove that he deserves to be in the NBA and join Beal and Tatum.
Yeah, dude. I'm glad he's killing it. And, he's definitely bounced around, which is unfortunate. I just feel like teams don't really realize his potential. And
yeah. He's not really gotten an opportunity.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that he's killing in the G League. I mean, I was looking at it, there's a bunch of stars from the NBA that are in the NBA now. I know, like, Fred VanVleet.
G League.
I saw
Christian Wood, Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, Pascal Siakam was one of them.
There was a couple. I know, Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, Christian Wood, who's borderline all-star this year.
Yeah, that's just awesome. I mean, and I guess that's kind of that and the Euro leagues are kind of the supplement for the minor league and in the NBA.
Ben Wallace was in the G League. He retired a while ago, but he's one of the greatest defensive players of all time.
Yeah, and then I could be wrong, but aren't high schoolers just going straight to the G League now? Or that's
a lot are, yeah.
I think the one and done rule is so dumb.
It's the worst rule I think the NBA has had since they reinstated it.
It is just so stupid because think about it. You're literally like there is no team chemistry because you're only going to play for a year.
Exactly.
It would be way cooler to watch guys all 4 years at a college play and maybe move on to the NBA if they want.
Yeah.
But like it's just dumb. And also I know that now the NCAA is going to allow players to get their profit from image and likeness.
For the video game or just in general?
I think it's just in general.
Really?
I could be totally wrong. Don't quote me on that. But
that's shocking.
But still, I mean, like you go from you could be getting paid professionally as an athlete in the G League to just not getting paid a salary at all in college. I just think it's dumb.
I think a lot of players do that, though, for the college experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of them want to experience college for a year, and then they're like, all right, now I'm going to go make my millions.
Yeah, but I guess that's a good part of it. It's just I don't really think you get a lot of the educational part of it because you get a year done of college. Like,
and let's be honest, how much do you think they're really doing?
Exactly.
I like say like if you go to like a really good D1 basketball school, like I mean I'm not saying they don't do work, but there's no way they're doing like the normal stuff. I mean, because they just can't.
Well, and think about it also.
A D1 sport's a job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also think about it too is how many kids could get scholarships that don't because the premier players who go to college to play take them up. Which I'm not saying they shouldn't. It's just if they went to the G League, there would be more scholarships available to the players who are like of a lesser tier.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, because then you're more likely. See, that's why college football is so popular, because players stay for at least 3 years.
Yeah, exactly, which makes sense.
And then, so say if you did start doing that G League thing more or a one-and-done rule, a player that it can't go one-and-done but is still a great player can go to college, get a scholarship, and then stay for more years.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fans build up more of a fan base.
Yeah.
See, I think the reason I've heard Adam Silver says he's going to eliminate the one-and-done rule. I don't know if that's actually going to happen.
He's been a very cool NBA commissioner.
He's been a great NBA commissioner, a really good one.
He eliminated the marijuana testing.
Yeah.
Which that was ridiculous. Because I mean, imagine being able to.
You can legally.
You could. There's states where there's
legal.
Exactly. Yeah. So that makes that's like saying if you drink alcohol,
you're banned.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
So yeah, I mean that. Yeah, no, he's been a really good NBA commissioner. He also did. I can't remember what the number was, but at the beginning of the season, he gave each team a certain amount of money, or like a grace amount of money, just because of like all the money that teams lost from COVID.
Nice.
So yeah, he's done a great job as commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so if they did eliminate the one and done rule, programs like Duke and North Carolina would lose their reign on top. And I don't know if like that's like a considering factor for anything. I'm not sure.
All right, folks, we got a new segment on the podcast on the Instagram. So we're gonna post. What day? I think I posted on Tuesday. Do you want to move to maybe like a post so that people can comment longer, or do you like the story?
Well, I put up a post and no one commented. Okay. So it's just
maybe we'll try. We'll try keeping the story.
Yeah.
We'll do so. Yeah. So, anyways, I posted a story of Mattress Mac. What's his face?
Mackinville.
Yeah, Mackinville. Mattress Mac, who won like 4 mil?
3-4 mil. Yeah.
Yeah, he bet on the Bucks.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. The pain that brought me. But anyways, so this is the question segment. So you guys can ask questions about whatever, about our lives, about Chaminade sports, about Chaminade in general, and we'll answer them. So, Bubba Chapman, I don't know what grade 20, what's...
2024? That's a freshman? 2021
No, that'd be, so he's a sophomore.
No. Freshman.
Yeah, because class is 25.
22 is junior, 23
You're right.
24 is freshman.
Yeah, so Bubba Chapman, who's a freshman, asked, is the CCP golf team winning state this year? Kevin, what's your take on that?
To be honest with you, I think we got a good shot. Got a good team. Cooper, Kurt, Gio.
We're stacked.
John Guerra, the super sophomore. Ryan Walsh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think great team. I don't know. You probably know more about it than I do.
I for real don't, and it probably would have been a good time to have Cooper on the podcast.
Yeah,
but
it would have been.
Yeah, they had made a pretty good run of it last year, and I'd only imagine they only got better. They lost a couple seniors, but they only supplemented them with better younger guys. So yeah, I like to see a pretty good run in state. Golf's one of those weird ones where you can't really get a student section going, which is kind of, well, in this case we can't get it for any sport, but especially for golf. I mean, that'd be pretty funny if we had like a golf crowd and we like had somebody hold up a silent sign.
The quiet sign.
Yeah, the quiet sign, and then we'll have like guys like "Bubba Booey," like just yell stuff after the drives.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yell, like pancakes or something like that.
That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, like I said,
let's get the Wii Sports like golf like, yeah.
Yeah, but look to see a nice run by those guys. We'll be cheering them on.
Yeah, I think when Colin Stolz was a senior, I think we finished second in state.
Maybe I don't remember.
Top 4, I know that for sure. It was top 4.
Coached up by Mr. Mauser, of course.
Mr. Mauser and Mr. Murphy are the coaches of that team. But yeah, anyway, so breaking news: the Bradley Beal Arena, the 3D model of it just came out, and I wish we had a camera on so I could pull it up on the screen and show you guys.
Yeah, we're looking at it now. It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's so it looks like it's going to kind of be laid out like CBC's gym, where they have the stands on the sides, and then there's like a row of stands underneath one of the baskets.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to have 3, if this is like 100% accurate, there's going to be 3 scoreboards, and then like obviously locker rooms underneath each side of the baskets. And what I thought was the coolest part is that they actually got the NBA style baskets, not the ones that hang from the ceiling. They got the ones that like stand on the ground.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I don't know if that's accurate or if they're just putting that for this.
Yeah, and my one thing I hope that I'm not seeing on the diagram is that they have stadium seats, because I think that would be awesome. That
would be so cool.
I like the entrance. It looks like a little basketball net.
It does. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
So you said this is going in between the old baseball field. Is it the new baseball field? Or
that's what I meant to say. New baseball field and the current gym.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was like, that might cut off Cemetery Lane.
Yeah,
that might cause a little traffic jam. But nothing worse than the Chaminade Moms, though.
See, but I don't know. That is facts. I don't know how it's going to fit, though. Look at all this.
Yeah, also, I guess they're going to have to level out the ground, right? Wouldn't you think? Or it looks like maybe not.
Maybe not. I mean, yeah, it looks like they're just...
Oh, weird.
Yeah, this is weird.
I wonder... Huh.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
The only complaint I have is that clearly with this, they were trying to one-up SLU, and for the most part they did, because SLU's capacity is 11.9, like 3, and ours is 1,200 on the dot, so we one-up SLU if 7 more
That's what we do, baby.
The one complaint I have is that there's no, like, press conference, like press box, or like SLU has like a couple boxes in theirs looking over the court, and ours doesn't have that. And that's like, that's where CSPN's going to be, or maybe that's the welcome desk. I don't know. But I thought it would have been cool if they put in like a press box for CSPN.
I'm loving the glass. That's cool.
Yeah,
it's a nice touch. Yeah, it looks awesome. Thank you again, Brad Beal, and the other. Was he a solo donor or was he the majority?
I think he was the solo donor. Wow. Pretty sure.
Good for him, man.
Maybe not. How much was it?
I don't even an unearthly amount of money.
Yeah, just like the
absurd,
just like the skip.
Yeah, I mean he better be getting paid by the Wizards.
We've gotten some nice donations.
We have.
Skip.
I don't know who was the main donor for the baseball stadium. I think somebody was just like, build a baseball stadium.
I don't know if there was a donor for that. I mean, I'm sure there were sponsors. I'm pretty sure that was just like.
It wasn't the Sack family, the Isaac family. Well, it's Isaac Field.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. That's why it's Pack the Sack.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Did you just think we were saying that?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought maybe it had something to do with Weber.
No.
I don't know why I thought that, because he's going to SLU or something. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, that's cool. And final news, though. Super Bowl. Mark Scott.
It was a heartbreaker.
I'm a Chiefs fan, but I'm not as diehard as Mark. Mark, let's just go through what was your mental process throughout this game?
Well, the first quarter, I honestly was shocked because Tom Brady, in his 10 Super Bowl appearances, prior to this one, he had not won a single first quarter. So when they came out to the hot lead, I was really surprised, honestly. Mm-hmm. And from the get-go, you saw the pressure that the Bucs D-line was bringing with. I mean, their D-line is so good, and with Vita Vea, JPP, he's got fewer fingers. He lost more fingers in a fireworks incident than he has playoff losses.
And he has less fingers than Tom Brady has rings. He has 6 fingers. He has 6 fingers. Brady has 7 rings.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, JPP. Yeah. Oh, Ndamukong Suh. You know, all those guys. They played like there was no tomorrow. And the Chiefs had lost one of their star linemen, Eric Fisher, the previous game in the AFC Championship against the Bills.
And their coach.
Yeah, I mean, like from the get-go, it literally looked like Mahomes was a toddler running away from. Or no, you know what it looked like? It looked like a dog that had something in his mouth that the owner was trying to get out of his mouth, and like they were literally chasing him around. It was just sad. I mean, the dude ran like 500 yards, which is the most yards.
He ran for 500 yards?
No, not like yardage. Like he ran
total.
to escape
Total,
escape tacklers. He ran 500 yards in the game, which is the most yards ran by a quarterback in any game this previous year.
I don't get how you can let that happen if you're the Chiefs O-line.
Well, I mean, the Bucs are just so freaking good, dude. And
so you don't blame Mahomes then?
Well, I mean, he was still making plays.
He was.
I mean, it's pretty dang hard when they're doubling Tyreek and they're getting that pressure. But, you know, it was just, at the end of the day, you know, as much as I am a Chiefs fan and as much as I did want them to go back-to-back, at the end of the day, I just wanted a good game. And it was just a terrible game.
Awful game.
You know, and it was like, and what gave me a little boost was in the second quarter when they got that 4th and 1 stop, which was great officiating. They saw it on the first time. And then, you know, we were backed up in our end zone, and I was a little worried, but Mahomes got that first down, and then they literally just punted after that, and it was just like, it really sucked to watch. And, you know, the Bucs played good, but it wasn't like they played out of their minds. Besides their defense, their defense did.
Their defense,
not their offense, though. The Chiefs, they didn't game plan well. I mean, with Brady, he can't throw a pass further than 10 yards, so you know you got to play the flats well, and I just didn't see it. And, I mean, you see it with Gronk, like, running, like, tight end screens or, like, just little out routes. They just kill us in the flats, and honestly, the penalties killed us, too, and it was a mixture of the Chiefs just being very undisciplined and the refs being not very good at officiating. Yeah, I mean, you see that one where it was right before the half, and we got a PI call, which was like literally they just tripped over each other. And
I saw that.
That was ridiculous.
That
and
was
then
a bad call.
And then it literally set the Bucs up for a score, and it's just, you know, I mean, I'm not complaining about the I don't think that's the reason why they lost. It was just an all-around bad loss, and I don't know. You know, like I said, I am a huge Chiefs fan, and I wanted to see them win, but what was really just so heartbreaking to me was how bad of a game it was.
That's what because at halftime, like the people I was with, like, there's still a chance. I was like, Brady is not blowing what was it, 18-point lead at half? It was 21-6.
See, I disagree. I mean, honestly, I think
I knew
if anybody was coming back, it was Mahomes. I think, and I said to I watched the game with diehard Pats fan Owen Boyette, who of course was rooting for Brady because he's not a Pats fan, he's a Brady's fan. No, I'm just kidding. He actually is a Pats fan. He's got to show support for the guy who won him 6 rings. Yeah. But I forgot where I was going at this point.
You said that out of anyone, Mahomes could come back.
Oh, right. I was telling OB, and I was like, you know, I would much rather be coming back against Brady than being up against Brady. Because as we've seen, Tom Brady's pretty dang good at reducing a comeback when he's down. So, you know, he's had some photo finishes to games, and yeah, I don't know. It was a heartbreaker. That was I definitely needed Monday to get that food baby down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is gonna make you upset, but I think now Brady's the undisputed and forever will be the undisputed GOAT of football.
Yeah, I mean, and the only way Mahomes could do it, I think he'd have to match his 7 rings or beat it, or just win so many MVPs, which I think is possible. That like
I think he could win.
And I think winning MVP is a bigger stat than Super Bowls. I think it only because Super Bowls are such a team. It's a team effort. Yeah. You know, I mean, sure you can lead your team there, but there's so many Super Bowls where even Tom. I mean, he has 4 MVPs. Like, I'm not discrediting that, but there's a lot of games where the one against the Rams where Julian Edelman won it, and I don't know who won it. The other one that he didn't win, or
for the Super Bowl.
So there'd be 3
For Super Bowl MVP. Is that
So I guess he has 5 now. He has 5. I think he has 5 Super Bowl MVPs.
He won this one, right?
Yeah, so I think he should have 5.
5 out of 7.
5 out of 7.
He's 7 for 11 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, 7 for 10.
11. It's 11.
No, are you? I think he's only been there.
Wait.
I think this was his 10th time. Could be wrong.
Actually, yeah, I think you might be right because I think they were saying this is his 10th Super Bowl. Hold on.
I thought it was his 10th. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't know that he deserved it. I think a player like Leonard Fournette, who went off, probably deserved it. But there is also it's a quarterback bias.
Well, shout out to Brady. I mean, I didn't want him to win, but I respect him in his game, and he had a great time. 10 Super Bowls. He had an absolute blast yesterday, to say the least, at the Super Bowl
I'm
party.
loving. I'm not.
Tampa Tom's a lot better.
I could not agree more.
Yeah.
I don't hate Tom Brady. I respect him. He's not my favorite person, but I will say Tampa Tom is my guy.
He's way more fun, and he's more chill.
Compared to Foxborough, I think there's just this New England arrogance about like just being in New England. I don't know. I could be just talking, but I think it's probably because our big rivalry is the Cardinals and the Red Sox, and I've just never really been a fan of Boston. But I think Tom is very laid back, and I like him a lot better in Tampa. He just seems to be having fun. And Gronk's always the life of the party, and I feel like Tom's.
Gronk's awesome.
I think he's kind of rubbing off on Tom a little bit.
I think so too, and also Belichick isn't there, who always has a frown on his face. So.
What do you think they would have done if Brady accidentally threw the Lombardi Trophy into the water?
To be honest with you, nothing. He's won 7 Super Bowls. He can do whatever he wants.
How funny! Like, what if it just stayed at the bottom of the ocean for the rest of the time?
Well, they would have dove.
I know.
Got it, but that would be one hell of a story.
It really would.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's gonna do it. We're way over the normal time. But it was a good podcast. Had some good topics. Tune in next week. We'll be back, and we are gonna get Terrace on this at some point. He does online, so it's hard to coordinate with him, but we will get him on at some point to talk to. But anyway, make sure to follow us on Instagram again, at CSPN Podcast for occasional updates on information. Mark, you got anything else to say?
Nope. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you, guys. See you next week.